Introverts are never going to tell you that they like you, but these 10 subtle cues are going to give them away. Number 10, they'll make you feel emotionally included in their social circle. So when they're making plans, they will check in with you to make sure that you're comfortable. They might send you a song that they're listening to, a new artist that they just discovered. When an introvert likes you, they want you to feel what they're feeling, so they invite you into their emotional realm. Number 9, when an introvert likes you, it's not just about the exterior or the superficial stuff. They're interested in your soul. So they're looking for like your value system. They're looking for your beliefs, your emotional triggers, your history. They're very interested in what makes you tick and what makes you who you are. So it's a little bit less than who you show up as and more of who you really are. And of course, that requires being an attentive listener. So they'll listen to what you don't say. Number 8, they're going to take risk with you, and they're going to risk being awkward or being perceived as awkward. Introverts usually don't like to come across as weird or awkward because they already feel that way most of the time. So oftentimes in their social interaction, they're trying to mask this aspect of their personality. So when an introvert likes you, they're actually being genuine. They're going to be more like real with you, less self-conscious, and they're going to give themselves room to just be awkward. And awkward is really who they are at their core, and that's what makes them beautiful. So they'll share that with you. When a person really likes you, they're going to prioritize connecting with you over trying to control how you see them. Number 7, they're going to extend you more empathy. When an introvert likes you, again, they get emotionally interested in you, and it moves from there to them actually doing subtle things in the environment to make you feel more comfortable, whether it's, hey, you look thirsty, here's some water, or, a glance, that they make towards you when they can sense that you're feeling uncomfortable about something. They get very tuned into your emotional experience, and they're preemptively anticipate what you might need so you can feel more comfortable. And it doesn't have to be over the top, but they're going to be tapped in. Number 6, while you're talking, your introvert is going to be creating a catalog of data on you, and this catalog is going to be organized by emotional sensitivity. So when you share something with them that is emotional in nature and that, really touched your heart, they're going to always remember that. So when they're listening to you talk, they're not just listening for the facts, they're listening for how the facts made you feel. And the connection that they're built with you is based on their interpretation of the emotional reactions that you've had to things. As an example, they will remember how lonely you felt during a specific time of your life, or how scared you felt, or how disempowered you felt, or how courageous you felt, how excited you felt. So when you're telling that story again, they're tapping into the emotions that you have with that story as opposed to just the facts of the story. Some people are interested in facts when others are speaking, and some people are registering the facts as emotions. Introverts tend to register the facts as emotions, so they will start storing your emotional facts for you. Number 5, this one is a big one. Introverts are pretty secretive about their inner world. So typically when they have to interact with other people, they have to put on a mask of being like more energized and more socially acceptable, even though in reality they are more introverted because, the world is not very nice to introverted people. So when an introvert really likes you, they will stop performing extroversion, meaning that when they're tired or they feel like they're not at their best, or maybe they look even disheveled, they will invite you into that space so you can see them for who they really are. When they're quiet and relaxed and they just want you to sit next to them and not really talk, that's how you know that you're in. Because for introverts, dating isn't just about like, do I like you? It's, do I trust you? Do I trust you to allow me to be myself? Do I trust you to know how to behave when I invite you in my space? Do I trust you to not disrupt my peace if I was to extend my energy in your direction? So if they're allowed to be introverted near you and they don't have to put on a mask to look a certain way, then they know that they trust you, which means they like you. Number 4, introverts tend to be pretty routine individuals. They like things that are predictable. They like doing similar things every day, not necessarily like the same thing, but they like things a particular way. Because again, they're very interested in their inner world. So if an introvert starts breaking their routine or their pattern to accommodate you, then you know that they like you. Because what that means is that they're willing to risk being uncomfortable so you can feel safe, so they can connect with you. Let's say, they typically don't do social activities during the week and they reserve those for the weekend. If they like you, they might agree to have dinner with you on a Wednesday evening, which is fairly unusual for them. But for you, they'll do it. Number 3, watch their body language. Introverts tend to be pretty closed off when they're talking to you. They don't like sudden movements. They're not very high energy people. Everything is very withdrawn, very calm, very protective in nature. So when an introvert likes you, they start to open up their body to you more. They might get physically closer to you. They might stare in your eyes a tad bit longer. They might want to hug. Introverts typically don't like hugging. They might be open to hugging now. They might be open to reducing the space between the two of you when you're sitting down. So when they start leaning in towards you, when they start being more relaxed, when they start mirroring your posture and mirroring your physical presence, that's how you know that they are opening themselves up to you physically. Number 2, they practice gradual vulnerability. Introverts are like an onion that you have to peel very slowly. They have so many layers to them that they do not open to the public. They have an inner world that they guard with their lives, and very few people get to see that part of them. So when getting to know an introvert, it's going to be slow moving because they're not in the habit of rushing to have social interactions. They have to make sure that it's worth it to them. And oftentimes they will test the waters to make sure that you're a safe person. So typically they will share a little bit about themselves at a time. So what that will look like is compounded, personal information about their lives. They're making sure that you can handle it. They're making sure that you're safe. They're making sure you can hold water. They're making sure that you're able to mirror empathy, because introverts tend to be fairly empathetic people in general. So they're basically going to be slowly sharing things and basically keeping track of it to make sure that you're paying attention and that you're tuning into them emotionally the same way they do for you. Introverts are very concerned about judgment, rejection, and being misunderstood in social situations because social situations is not their forte. So this gradual approach is a way to kind of make sure that the connection is moving in a steady direction, as opposed to just information dumping and then watching the relationship crash and burn. So it's really in the interest of keeping things smooth and in the interest of making sure that the connection that you've built continues to be nurtured slowly. Lastly, number 1, they're very interested in sharing their energy budget with you. For introverts, social interactions take a lot of energy, and it's energy that doesn't come naturally to them, so it's quite costly for them. So it's not an activity that they like to just throw around because it depletes them physically to be in social situations. So when an introvert chooses to share their energy budget with you, it's because they like you. To them, social situations are like gold. They're very choosy about who they give it to, when they give it to that person, and why they give it to that person. All of it matters to them. Yes, everything is that deep to an introvert. Every conversation, every call, every text, every meme, every TikTok that they share with you, it all means something to them. If they're willing to spend that currency on you, it's because they are investing in you relationally. They're building an emotional bank with you. Introverts are typically polite but distant. So if they start acting differently towards you, it's because they're liking you. So they want to be closer. Noticed any of these signs from the introvert in your life? You can book your astrology reading at intuitivehealing.com. You can also watch videos at Intuitive Healing here on YouTube for Astrology 101 content. Listen to the Aquarius podcast on Spotify, as well as here on YouTube for your horoscope. If you're interested in astrology and love connections, you can visit at Styled Under Libra. And of course, for health and wellness and holistic healing, visit at Styled Under Virgo for all of your astrology content. Thanks so much for watching.